This is why you should wake up at 5 a.m. The world is still asleep. There's no noise, no chaos. It's just you, the quiet dawn, and the chance to change your life. Because those first few hours of the morning carry a secret power. It can supercharge your productivity, sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and even uplift your mood. And I'm going to tell you exactly why that is in this video. You see, our ancestors used to wake up with the sun. They didn't have an alarm clock to wake them up, but they would naturally wake up when the sun rose, which is around 5 a.m. This is because our bodies are programmed to sleep when there is darkness and wake up when there is light. So if you want to tap into this secret power, start by waking up at 5 a.m. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. And if you want more tips on how to become more productive, stay tuned for more videos. This is why it's better to wake up early in the morning. Our bodies run on a master clock called the circadian rhythm. It's an internal biological clock that regulates hormones, sleep, wake cycles, energy, mood, temperature, and a bunch of other stuff. One of those key hormones is cortisol, often called the stress hormone, but it's much more than that. In the early morning hours, cortisol naturally rises to help your body wake up, energize, and prepare for the day ahead. A study from University of Bristol found that cortisol begins rising before waking up as part of the body's preparation, not because of waking up. Waking up does not immediately trigger a big spike in cortisol. That's part of the rhythm. When you wake up early, you harness this natural rise in cortisol, and you ride the wave of your body's internal energy. You can use this energy to get stuff done. And as the cortisol levels rise and fall throughout the day, you'll feel energized, focused, and ready to take on the day. Next topic is productivity and mental clarity. Early risers tend to be more productive. A research by Harvard biologist Christoph Randler shows that morning people are more proactive. They plan ahead, they anticipate problems, and they take initiative. Fewer distractions in the early morning also leads to a clearer focus. No emails, no social media, fewer interruptions. The brain's executive functions, which are basically decision-making and problem-solving, work better when it's well-rested. Also, studies on chronotype, which is whether you're a morning person or an evening person, show that if you're forced to work at hours that don't match your natural rhythm, you will have poorer sleep and be less productive. So if you're a morning person, sleeping early and waking up early will lead to higher productivity. Here's one more reason to wake up at 5 a.m. Next chapter, mental health and mood benefits. Morning people, on average, report higher levels of happiness. One big reason is they experience less social jet lag. That's the mismatch between your natural body clock and the schedule society demands, like school or work. When that mismatch is smaller, you conserve energy and feel more balanced. Now, waking up at 5 a.m. consistently also gives you the chance to build routines. Whether it's exercise, journaling, or meditation, each of these habits has been shown to lower stress, lift mood, and improve emotional regulation. And here's another science-backed point. Light exposure early in the morning helps suppress melatonin, your sleep hormone, while boosting serotonin and dopamine pathways. These chemicals are strongly linked to mood, focus, and energy throughout the day. So in short, an early morning start isn't just about productivity. It can actually rewire your mental health for the better. Waking up early is good for your health, and here's why. First, it helps you get better sleep. Going to bed earlier means you're more likely to get enough deep sleep and REM sleep, which is the most restorative stage of sleep. And when you wake at 5 a.m. consistently, you reinforce that healthy sleep rhythm. Second, it's good for your metabolism. People with late sleep schedules, or night owls as they're called, have higher risks of obesity, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. That's because staying up late often leads to late-night eating, less movement, and poorer food choices. In contrast, rising early aligns you with the daylight hours, encourages natural activity, and supports healthier meals. Research shows that night owls have a 24% increased risk of diabetes compared to early birds. Finally, it's good for your immune system. A consistent sleep schedule strengthens your body's defenses, while early exposure to light helps regulate immune-modulating hormones. So waking up early is not just about discipline, it's about laying the foundation for long-term health. I'm gonna share with you the one habit that has the biggest impact on my life, and it's this: waking up at 5 a.m. Now here's why. Number 1, habits compound over time. Waking up at 5 a.m. becomes what's called a keystone habit. It's the one behavior that triggers many others. Early mornings often lead to consistent reading, exercise, planning, or deep, uninterrupted work, and those habits multiply in their impact. Second, it builds self-discipline. Rising before the world wakes up is a decision that strengthens willpower. You can think of it like lifting a mental muscle. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you get stronger. And then there's the gift of time. For what we call the big rocks, those important personal or creative tasks that tend to get pushed aside in the rush of the day. The morning hours give you protected space to focus on goals, side projects, or personal growth before outside demands compete for your attention. In short, early rising is a training ground for success. Section 7. Common objections and how to overcome them. The first objection I often hear is, "I'm not a morning person. I don't feel alert at 5 a.m." The solution is to start small. Wake just 15 to 30 minutes earlier each day and shift your bedtime along with it. Over time, your body will adjust. Second, people say, "I don't get enough sleep." While it's true that it's not only about the number of hours, but also the quality of sleep, aim for 7 to 9 hours. Build a simple wind-down routine. Cut back on late caffeine and reduce blue light exposure before bed. And third, my schedule doesn't allow it. The reality is even a small shift, waking at 5:30 or 6 a.m. instead of 5, can deliver many of the same benefits. What matters most isn't perfection, but consistency. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't about adding more hours to your day. It's about transforming the hours you already have. It's about waking up your best self. If you commit to waking up at 5 a.m. for just 21 days, you'll start noticing a difference. You'll have sharper focus, a brighter mood, and more personal wins. The real question is, what will you do with those early hours? Will you use them to plan your day? Will you create something new? Will you grow your business? Or maybe you'll use them to help others. Whatever you choose to do, the opportunity is there waiting for you. And if you're ready to give it a shot, start tomorrow. Set your alarm, get to bed earlier, and take this journey with me. If you found value here, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and drop a comment. Day 1 at 5 a.m. I'm in. Then check back after a week and tell me what changed. Until next time, rise early, live fully.